lawn, and whole house pest control. Whether you have roaches or any other unwanted bugs in your home, Turf Pro has you covered. Or if your lawn needs weed control, fertilize, insect control, Turf Pro has you covered by providing custom treatments to meet your property's needs. No property is the same, so why should it be treated that way? Turf Pro, where the blue and yellow trucks make your lawn green. Call 850-890-5820.
Lights, camera, action.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michael studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get past the people, get past the hit me.
And hit me. Good morning, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It is a gorgeous Thursday in paradise. That means Jeremy Pridgeon is with us this morning. Jeremy, how are you doing?
Doing well, Coach. Glad to be here, and looking forward to a good show this morning.
Well, I am too, and I'm really pleased. Tommy Santamont, everybody knows, heck, Hall of Fame, County Athletic Director, probably the best ever in the state of Florida, will be in here today. He had to take his grandkids to the airport, heading this way as we speak.
We got his walk-up music ready when he.
Yeah. Hey, now when you're late like this, aren't you supposed to bring donuts or at least biscuits, something?
Take care of everybody.
You would think he. Let's check it out. Let's see if he brings some biscuits in today, or donuts. Since he had his health issue, he knows he's kind of stayed off the donuts.
Yeah. We'll see.
But I haven't. I need to start being more like him. But great, John, how you doing there? You looking good? You're looking good. All right, Jeremy. You didn't see the game last night. Was it Western Michigan in Central Michigan?
Sounds like some action going on.
I'm telling you, man, I've never seen. You couldn't see the lines. You couldn't see anything. The snow was unbelievable, and I quit. I just watched the snow for a little while, then I turned to something else.
Have you ever been to a game in that type of weather?
No, not like that. Not snow like that. Never.
Yeah, I was at the 2000 Iron Bowl where we had some sleet and some mixed precipitation there.
Where's that game played at?
It was in Tuscaloosa, and it was the weirdest thing. You're walking up and down the steps at Bryant-Denny, and they're telling you, be very careful. The steps have iced over, and it was that 9-0 game. It was just a very boring game, but that was absolutely miserable. That's the only time I've been around anything frozen at a football game.
Did it ever get loud in that type of weather? You really can just try to stay warm. But did they get loud?
Bryant-Denny, it was pretty quiet because Auburn won. The Auburn student section was doing great.
That's all right. We'll talk about something else.
Yeah, but that weather, I mean, Buffalo this weekend, they're talking about the NFL game, 2 to 3 feet potentially.
Oh, wow. Who is that? What game is that?
It's at Buffalo. I'm not sure
okay,
who they're
good.
playing. But
what time is that, Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll definitely watch that
blowing around. I have no desire to be in any of that.
I don't know what. I can't sleep. Something's going on. I cannot sleep. I'm thinking I'm going to sleep now. I'll let you and Tommy do the show here. I'm going to lay my head down, but I'm worn out. We are going to do something for you today. 8 o'clock, we usually do our Alabama update. We will. Jeremy's going to have a lot of what's going on at the University of Alabama. But we're going to give away a $60 Texas Roadhouse gift card. And all you got to do is guess what fight song it is, okay? It's going to be. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to tell you right now. It's going to be an SEC fight song. Okay, make it easy for you.
Pull them up.
Give you a little bit of a hint right now. SEC fight song, and I think you have a hard time getting this one. Maybe not, but I kind of think you are. And if they are, we'll give another hint. And if they don't get that, we'll just tell them what it was. Jeremy will get it. I don't know. We'll go eat lunch free. I don't know. But anyway, did you have a good week this past week?
Very good week. Everybody looking forward to Thanksgiving. The kids have one more day of school and then a week off. I'm glad we've shifted that a little bit. That's kind of a new thing. I can remember over in Gulf County, we'd go right up till Wednesday at noon, and they give you a half day, and then you just had the 2 days.
I remember that.
Now at least we get Monday through Friday where
because most people travel
now,
see their families, and a lot of people were absent back then. So I think that's a good thing they give them that week off. You are invited Tuesday morning to our rivalry pick. We're not going to have a show Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, so we're going to do our picks on Tuesday. You're welcome to come in and make them pick our picks, and then we'll pick with them on their picks too. They don't do a whole lot in high school football, and that's the reason I'm losing right now. That Jason's killing me in college football. I finally got ahead of Brand, I think, or I tied him or ahead of him, but Jason's knocking out the ball.
Well, he's going to hit the MAC. He's going to hit the Big Ten.
Oh yeah, they're gonna run him over. I think him and Jason get together and pick what games they're gonna pick, and they do a lot of homework.
Do a lot of study on the South Dakota State Jackrabbits.
I do very little homework. All right, here's what we got coming up this weekend. Just a reminder: Austin P at number 8, Alabama. You cannot watch it. You're gonna have to pay for it. It's gonna be ESPN Network or ESPN Plus. I don't think I have either one of those. I might have the Plus. I'm not sure. Also 11 o'clock. Who? Eastern Tennessee State, is that it? At Mississippi State, SEC Plus, a Network Plus or ESPN Plus. 11 o'clock, UMass at Texas A&M. Now let me ask you this, Jeremy: if Jimbo Fisher loses this game, is it over? Is he done? Even with $85 million, $86 million they owe him?
This would be the newest low, and with what I would call UMass at 1-9, I would say yes. I mean, if you drop a 1-9 team from Massachusetts, who's simply there just to get a paycheck, and you don't win that one, yeah. I mean, there's some high school teams that could beat UMass.
The number one ranked team, as far as the worst team in college football in 2022, is UMass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's dreadful.
So he doesn't need to.
Doesn't even need to be close.
Yeah.
I mean, if he goes out and hangs 80 on them just for his own self-esteem.
Now, the word on the street, coach talk, is that he's lost the locker room. Kids don't believe in him. They say he's very vocal. I use the word vocal loosely here at practice, and they're not happy at practice. It's miserable. Everybody's miserable. And what happens when you're miserable, everybody kind of turns on one another. And that number one recruiting class of all time, you're going to probably see people bail out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And this could go, we always said that with the transfer deal, you could really build a program quickly like Southern Cal did. You can also lose a roster really quickly. Do they lose the roster? I kind of think they're going to. This could be a 2 or 3 year deal.
And that portal works both ways.
Yeah.
And you can give and receive, and they may give up a lot of players who are sitting here going, maybe this wasn't the best option.
No, maybe Alabama was maybe a better place. Georgia was a pretty good place because they got the elite of the elite. Those kids could have gone anywhere they wanted. So we'll see how it plays. I think it's going to turn out badly. I just really do. All right, another 11 o'clock kickoff. I'm kind of worried about this one a little bit. Just a little bit. Florida Gators, 11 o'clock kickoff in Vandy. It's going to be cold. Early game. And nobody goes to Vandy games anyway, so it's really not going to help them, hurt them that way.
Right.
Probably more Gators there. Do you think there's any way? Because I didn't think they'd lose to Kentucky. I didn't think Kentucky would lose to Vandy. Do you think there's any way Florida slips up and lets this one get away from them?
It's possible. Vanderbilt has always played Florida tough. You go back to the Spurrier era, and Vanderbilt's defense could hold Danny Werfel and Shane Matthews and all of them in check for 3 quarters. There were some very close games.
Keep an eye on this one.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on this. It's going to be interesting. I think Florida gets it done. I had another one. I think it was the linebacker Black, another one they dismissed from the football team. So he's cutting the cancer off the team, and it's going to give them, they're healing up and they're recovering and they're living well. The cancer is almost gone. I think they got rid of all the ones that weren't happy at Florida. They feel a lot better about the football team right now. When I saw it earlier and they were losing some of their good players that he was kicking off or they were leaving on their own, I said, oh, man, this is going to – but no, it's really turned the other way. The ones that have bought in have really regrouped and come together, and they're playing hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
This Florida game is going to be really good. What time are we leaving going to Tallahassee, by the way?
Are you going there early? I'm still toying with that. I really am.
How can you do that and then get to Tuscaloosa by 2:30?
Well, you could do it. You got to get some miles underneath and at least get up to Troy or Montgomery and be on the perch of.
So night game.
Mm-hmm. Leaving
Tallahassee
Campbell about 10.
You have to leave early then.
Uh-huh.
TV game. It's gonna.
Yeah, drag on 3 hours.
Could go overtime. You never know.
That's good. At least you can get out of Doak Campbell rather quickly. If you
all that traffic
and just got to break.
I'm being real
traffic.
Positively right now.
Yeah, you are.
So when you head out,
get to 10.
How far would you drive then?
If you can go to Troy, and get a couple that area, and get 2.5 hours of driving out of the way.
To get to Montgomery from there is probably 4 hours?
It's about 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be
with
good
that
if you get
traffic.
to Montgomery. You got
2
hour-
hours.
2
Hour
hours at
45
most.
up 82.
Yeah.
It's doable. You know,
Yeah.
You just get a little sleep and keep
but
going.
it's doable. But you're gonna be really tired.
So.
You're probably gonna need me there to keep you awake. Yeah. How many tickets you got? 2 or 3? I don't think I want to go to the Iron Bowl.
The Cadillac Williams factor has added
Yeah.
a little wrinkle. I'm not sitting here, saying Auburn's necessarily going to win, but they're definitely going to be ready to play. And one thing about Auburn, they're not scared of Alabama.
Not at
They've all played high school ball against each other. They've all known each other. It's just,
and it's the Iron Bowl. Anything can happen.
That's right.
You never know.
And we rolled in and one year over at Jordan Hare with Andrew Zell, I think 4-6, and walked out of there with a win, just stunned them.
Absolutely.
So it can happen.
And we don't need it to if you're a Bama fan.
No, that would be awful.
The 2:30 big time kickoff, Georgia, Kentucky, and I will say this: Kentucky's going to be a different looking ball club after they got embarrassed by Vandy. I think they're going to work on extremely hard practice. I think they'll play a lot better. I don't think it's going to matter. I think Georgia gets it done.
What do you think of the Georgia Mississippi State game? Did you watch it?
I watched some parts of it. I don't know if it was a punt return, kickoff return. What I saw one big run.
Right at halftime there, they had the big punt
I thought
return.
maybe then it's going to be a ball game.
I tell you, that was that first drive of the third quarter. We always talk about it, and Georgia came out
into the first half, and in the beginning of the third.
And Georgia came out, and on the weirdest play, Mississippi State missed 32 tackles. On the one play, and the guy ends up in the end zone, and that was ball game. But I really thought Mississippi State had positioned themselves well with flipping momentum going in, and Georgia just proved to be too much.
And then we're talking about Cadillac Williams at 3:00. You got Western Kentucky at Auburn. That now Georgia's CBS game of the week, 2:30. Western Kentucky, Auburn, and Georgia's 2 wins away of getting in. It doesn't matter if they lose the SEC championship game; they're going to be in the national playoffs. They got to beat Kentucky. Can't have a slip up there and beat Georgia Tech. Auburn home, 3:00, SEC Network. Then at 6:00, you have Tennessee, South Carolina. That game is on ESPN. I don't think that's going to be a close football game. I'll be shocked if it is.
Yeah.
And then at 6:30, I think this is probably one of the better games that day. Ole Miss, coming off a home loss, travels to Arkansas. It's going to be cold, 6:30 kickoff. If Arkansas plays their best, I think it's going to be a really competitive football.
Arkansas let LSU get away.
Yeah. Had them on the ropes, man.
Really
and that was
did.
the backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He played the second team and the third team quarterback.
They had LSU right where they wanted.
And what would we be talking about today? We would be thinking that Alabama would be ranked up at least 7 or 6. Thinking, man, one more game away. We went out and they screw up.
Can Jimbo Fisher disappoint us too?
Yeah. That's right. They're playing A&M. Forget it. We still wouldn't care. It wouldn't matter.
Hope.
Yeah. Missouri, they have to win 2 games to get to a bowl game. They're 6:30 also. New Mexico State at Missouri on ESPNU. And let me ask you about this one, Jeremy. This is the last game of the SEC schedule on week 12. Alabama, Birmingham in the past have been dangerous down in Baton Rouge, anywhere really. But their coach is not there anymore. They got a new coach there. Alabama, Birmingham at LSU. But it's a night game. I think that helps LSU. I think this game could be a little surprising, maybe closer if Alabama, Birmingham does what they've done in the past. If not, LSU takes care of business and puts it on.
There's nothing for LSU to look past at this point. I mean, it's UAB, A&M, and then they get their shot.
Yeah.
So he'll keep them focused. Let's work on the things we need to work on. Let's treat these as 2 tune-ups.
You're talking about the coach that doesn't fit?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't coach Southern kids.
Right.
It's fake.
Yeah, he'll keep them focused, tell them work on the fundamentals, let's get things back in order, and let's go up to Atlanta and try to shock the world in 3 weeks.
All right. You heard it from Jeremy right there. We have got a break coming up. We get back. We're waiting on the man, the myth, the legend, Tommy Santamont. Hopefully he's on his way from the airport to here on 104.3. You think he forgot went to the old studio? Anyway, we hope we have Tommy here pretty soon. He's going to talk about Florida State, which is playing outstanding, by the way. But now let's talk about some other outstanding things like South Oak title and closing, Chuck Tucker. If you got any kind of real estate deal, the big-time realtors, Beth Movey, Mark Coward, the big-time people, they demand Chuck Tucker. Hey, it's your deal. You demand it. It's your money. You don't want any surprises, okay? And you never get surprised with Chuck Tucker and South Oak title and closing. J. Michael's Restaurant, great crowd yesterday for lunch and dinner. World famous J. Michael Spaghetti. Jimmy Patronis was down there again. Saw him. Said hello to him. He's looking mighty good. The next governor of the state of Florida. Jimmy's doing really well. But they had a great time at J. Michael's like we all did. Phil Cobb was down there. We had a really good time at J. Michael's restaurant. And Brian did not pay. Dang it. I hit it out every way I could, and he didn't take the bait. Buffalo Rock. What are you drinking right now, Jeremy? Oh, never mind.
Drinking water. Right now.
Usually you got a Dr. Pepper in your hand. Anyway, you be a pepper, we're peppers, we're all peppers and Pepsi. Make sure you purchase Buffalo Rock products. Thank you for all the great things you've done for Bay County. Okay, we'll be right back. We're waiting on the man, the myth, Tommy Santamont. We get back, I'm going to ask Jeremy, who should be the SEC Coach of the Year? I think there's 3 guys you got to look at. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
It was a beautiful day. Sun beat down. I had the radio on.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your home for the NFL. Listen to the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity. Thursday night football. Double and triple headers on Sundays. And Monday night football. The NFL on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored locally by Dave & Buster's and Instant Replay Sports Cards.
Good Thursday morning. I'm forecasting lots of clouds today and tonight. The high around 58, the low around 38. A north wind 10 to 15. And the water temperature in the Gulf, 72. Mostly sunny to partly sunny near 60 Friday, and it'll be partly sunny over the weekend, maybe a few showers in the 50s, close to 60. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Billboard Kia, your local community dealer, is thankful for your support this year and giving you fall savings on the purchase of a new 2023 Kia. Just in time for holiday travel adventures, now offering 2.9% APR up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Soul. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology with a 2023 Kia Soul's all-around good looks and reliability that was built for you in mind. Billboard Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillboardKia.com. We make buying a car easy and give you the peace of mind that you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance for the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Soul with $2,209 per month for $1,000 financed in 48 months. Quality's limited, no down payment required. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Billboard Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 1/3/23.
Wrestling returns to the Possum Palace, Saturday, November 26th. It's the Jack Patterson benefit. The Coach James Hale Show from the J. Michaels Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Jeremy Pritchett with us this morning. We're going to ask Jeremy his opinion, and if you want to call in and give us a little feedback, what you think, that's also fine. I think Michigan Eddie's upset with me. You know, we made him wait on the phone. And that's right, he has been gone some. Maybe he's not that mad then, but he calls, and he always tries to screw up Alabama. So what did I do? I said, nah, we ain't taking the call right now. You ain't doing that to me. So I think I hurt his feelings. Michigan Eddie, if I did, too bad. No, I'm just kidding. I apologize. Call back anytime you want, Michigan Eddie. We will take the call. We'll stop what we're doing just for you. I promise you that. Anybody else that calls, 215-6290. Don't forget, 8 o'clock, there's going to be a fight song. And if you get it correctly, you guess correctly, you're going to win yourself $60 gift certificate to Texas Roadhouse. That's some good food right there. I'll tell you that right now. All right, Jeremy, I think there's just 3. You can add somebody or you can take somebody off. But here's the 3 I'm going to give you an opportunity to talk about and give us a little rundown. Tennessee's Heupel. I've done an incredible job with Tennessee. I told everybody this was a game I was worried about because I looked at Bama's schedule. It's just hard to beat somebody 15, 16 times in a row. And I was correct. Tennessee beat Alabama with the officials. I will say that, and I'm not being an Alabama homer. They hosed Bama more than they hosed Tennessee. It was the worst officiating I've ever seen, but they got it done. They got to win. We missed the field goal. The other one, Coach Brian Kelly, LSU, from the first week until now, I think it's the most improved team in college football is LSU. I think he's done an incredible job. The pick play, the little 2-point play was really great to beat Bama. It's the same play he did against Florida State. The same play Clemson used against Alabama in the national championship game. We can't cover that. And then Georgia, Kirby Smart. I don't think Kirby will get it because Nick never gets it. Kirby's just beating everybody's tail. He's not going to get it, but he should be in consideration after he lost one of the greatest defense in college football history. All they did was reload. I told everybody earlier, the way he recruits, you're just going to have to learn new names, kind of like Alabama used to be when he coached Alabama. Would you give us a little breakdown of what you think and why you think that, and who should be the SEC Coach of the Year, maybe National Coach of the Year?
I don't see anybody in consideration beyond those three, and you have to look at the lens through which each of those that you described sort of qualify to be in consideration. It's difficult to repeat, and Kirby has Georgia positioned to do so. And so the expectations that are on Georgia were high going in, defending national champion. He has not had any letdown. They've handled their competition. They're going to go on to Atlanta. They're going to play in the championship game. They're going to make the playoff regardless of the outcome. And so he's in a position to be in the Final Four. So you have to say kudos to Kirby for holding what would be expected. You know, I mean, he didn't lose anything. There were no slip-ups, and so he's in the running. But I think, like you said, they're very hesitant to award somebody a consecutive award because of just the need to spread it around.
Let me ask you, you're talking about Georgia. I kind of think we have to say this. The season's not over yet. It could change. But right now, I would have to say Georgia is the new king of college football. They just won the national championship. Bama has lost 2 games. They're not playing like Bama's played. You know, we keep saying Bama's not playing like they had in the past. They're not playing at their standards. They lost 2 games on the last play of the game. Weird games that they very easily could have won. They beat themselves in those games. And the 2 games they went down the wire they won, they beat themselves in those games. It's just the penalties, the mistakes. So is Georgia now the king of college football? They win it again. I think you have to say they are.
Until somebody beats them, they are.
Kirby's the king. He dominates.
So you mentioned Heupel. Great coaching job to get Tennessee motivated. Historic night in Knoxville when the goalposts come down and head to the river. I mean, that curing that hex that has been on the program alone was enough for Tennessee fans because it's been a long, long time. And no letdown in the aftermath against losing the game against Georgia. They picked up. They're still playing. They're a one-loss team. Some things happen crazy, in the next few weeks. Who knows? They backdoor in, and you may see them again. So we've been here before with a one-loss team shut out of a championship game because of a better team in their division. So great work on his part, getting recruits in there, getting them to believe, getting them to buy in. You got to give him credit.
He went. You can say what you want to say about Harsin at Auburn. Tennessee was not in a great shape when Heupel got there. Went all through the stuff with Jeremy. He went out and got players to come in, to transfer in. Auburn had the same opportunity, and they didn't get it done.
No.
You see one's fired and one – I think Tennessee's in the playoffs right now. I think there's no doubt they're going to make the playoffs.
And you could really speculate that if Georgia-Tennessee had been in Knoxville, Tennessee may have won that ball game. I think home field advantage has played a lot in these games this year. Alabama's 2 losses, both on the road. Tennessee's loss there at Georgia. So, and then the third one you mentioned, Brian Kelly. And the inexplicable loss to Florida State, game 1 on that bizarre missed extra point, really I think started to send a lot of naysayers, chirping.
Yeah.
And for him to be able to rally them back, and we talked about that game all through the summer as to how important it would be for either program. And FSU's had some slip-ups along the way, so that kind of lost the luster of what that could have been to catapult them into their season. They've had a good season, but they didn't really ride that momentum into the Atlantic Coast Conference schedule to be sitting in a conversation about conference championship and those things. So Kelly's actually done a better coaching job to get LSU back on track after that loss.
I agree.
And then the gutsiest call of the season, when you're playing with a big dog, don't stay on the porch for long. You score, let's just go for 2, take our shot, and you saw what happened in Baton Rouge. So of the 3, all deserving, Kelly to me has the inside track to be coach of the year.
And if they win 2 more games, even if they lose to Georgia, he should get it. If he wins the next 3 games, he's definitely going to probably be national coach of the year. I was at that game, Jeremy, and you know it. You've seen him in person. When LSU came on the field, they looked the part of a national championship. They got the bodies. They got the athletes. It was incredible. Florida State should have really blown them out. They did a really good job. And then they found a way to get back in the ball game. They almost pulled it off, but they didn't. And that win is looking better and better every day for FSU. And, hey, Tommy, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good.
He is back.
Almost missed it.
Everybody's happy in radio world. The Northwest Florida is really pleased to have you back. I get Jeremy. I go to restaurants on Saturdays and Sundays. We go out to all these different places. Our sponsors, that Cajun place, 11 o'clock, and watch these games. And that's the talk. When is Santa Mont going to come on? And we really enjoy him. I said, well,
yeah.
He's been holding out for a raise, and we have now. I sent him down to Balboa, and they got everything solved there. And I think now Tommy's on board. You okay with the package we gave you?
I guess so. Yeah.
So we got you for a while?
Yeah. Yeah, at least for this Thursday.
Tommy, you talk about trying to find the place. When he gives you the directions and he says turn at the Dollar General, I mean, it's not like that weeds it out.
I went past it and I said it's not this far down, so I stopped.
Not this one.
Not this Dollar General. I didn't realize there were a lot of Dollar Generals on the beach.
I googled the radio station is on Ellen, so I put it in my GPS and came right straight to it. But I passed it. I thought it was by that where I started to turn to start with, but I missed it.
Have you were here before, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was anything.
That would seem like week 1 when he was here.
That was about 2 months ago.
How any animals left in Georgia? Have you all of them slaughtered?
There's a couple.
Couple. Were y'all deer, hog hunting? What are y'all doing?
We was everything hunting.
Dog hunt. They hunt anything.
Anything that walks out, we shoot it.
Man,
no, we were just deer hunting.
Well, did you get one?
I got one. Yeah.
Did you really? Well, you up in a stand or you?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I worry about you climbing those trees now.
Well, this is it's like sitting in here.
Really?
Yeah. It's a real nice place.
But as far as getting up in a tree and a stand.
I get up in those too. Now you got to be careful. I get on ladder stands way up.
Yeah. Be careful, man.
You can fall and hurt yourself with that. But
you're getting close to 65. You need to be real careful.
I know. I'm getting close to it too.
We got him back in the studio, Hall of Fame coach Tommy Santamont. Tommy, we were just talking about who should be the SEC coach of the year. Kirby Smart, LSU's Brian Kelly, or Heupel at Tennessee, and Jeremy and I both agree it should be Brian Kelly, LSU. You got any different thoughts on that?
Yeah, he's a lot of people were questioning whether LSU should have hired him to start with, being him from up Notre Dame to LSU, the difference in culture right there. So, but I think he's done well. I guess he's learned to talk Cajun, and he's kind of won them over. I was pretty scary at first, especially when FSU played in that first game, and FSU lucked out and won. And after that, they kind of got the thing righted, and so he is a good coach now. There's no doubt about it. And I think he's going to do fine, and they're doing good in recruiting. So
that's the name of the game.
And I would say yes. It depends on how he does in the SEC championship. If he wins that, without a doubt, yes.
All right, we got Tommy Santamont, we got Jerry Pritchett with us this morning. Great to have them all back in the house. When we get back, we got to ask these two experts, who did a better job in expansion? Everybody said it was the SEC. You got Texas, you got Oklahoma. But right now, it might be the Big Ten. They got 2 good teams coming in. Southern Cal, UCLA are both playing pretty good football this year. We can't really say that about Oklahoma and Texas. Let's dive into that when we get back and get these two experts' opinion. Who did a better job in the expansion, the SEC or the Big Ten? All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Dr. Chad Mitchell, 23 years on Bay County sidelines. If you have any type of injury, please go see Chad Mitchell. He does an incredible job. You don't have to be an elite athlete to go see Chad. And you can listen to him every Monday morning right here on 104.3 ESPN. If you love golf, you're going to head out to Bay Point, the best golf course around, bar none. Ryan Movey does an incredible job. He'll be here tomorrow with the schedules of who we're going to be picking this week. And we're all getting kind of close to one another in the final here, so maybe I can still pull it out and win it. That Cajun place, that's where I'm going to be at 11 o'clock this week. I'm going to be there at 11 o'clock. I'm going to go to the early game again. Wear your school colors. Wear them. A lot of LSU people were in there last Saturday morning watching LSU and Arkansas, and they were not happy the first half, but they were happy the second half. LSU gets it done. That Cajun place, 75 cents. Jeremy, where can you go anywhere now out to eat and buy a piece of bread for 75 cents? You get all the wings you want, 75 cents a piece. Best bargain going out there right now at that Cajun place. Rudy's Barbecue. Tommy, I'm doing what you did. Last Thanksgiving, you did it. You bought a ham and turkey, and you bragged about it. We're going to do the same thing. If you don't want to cook and you want the best turkey you'll ever have, and the turkey and the ham is incredible, Rudy's Barbecue. Call them. You pick it up the day before. You tell them what time you come by and get it. You tell them how many people you're going to be serving. They'll get it the size that you need. You just go pick it up. That's it. Take it home, put it in the oven for about 1 hour, warm it up about 350 for about an hour, pull it out, your meal's ready. That we're doing it. We're going to have about 18 people, and that's what we're going to do.
A lot of money.
Yeah. Well, we were planning to go to Jeremy's house. He said, Jeremy goes, we're going out of town. Anyway. Rudy's Tooties on Back Beach Road. Ethan Boyd does a great job there. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida Championship giveaway.
Glen Haven Rob, man, how excited are you right now?
Hey, man, what's going on, Big Dave?
You're going to be going to the SEC Championship.
Hey, man, that's it. That's going to be awesome. I think the Georgia's probably going to end up going, but it won't be Alabama playing again this year, so I'm excited about going.
Congratulations from Buffalo Rock and ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hi, folks. I'm Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. It's our 50th anniversary celebration. You've trusted us for 50 years to bring you the largest selection at the lowest prices. And now we're going to save you even more with our 50th anniversary celebration. We're giving you 50% off certified diamonds, diamond engagement rings and diamond bands, and 50% off diamond bracelets and earrings. 50 years of putting a sparkle on Bay County, Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. And you can take that to the bank.
Ben and Deb Collins, owners of Bay Guns and Gear, have been in business since 2010, offering new firearms and accessories with a huge selection available for your hunting needs and personal defense. Turn to Bay Guns and Gear. They have the weapon for you. Discount pricing. And if you can't find what you're looking for, they'll special order it for you. Bay Guns and Gear, across from Grease Pro at 3115 Highway 77. Visit their website, baygunsandgear.com.
Tiger TV Pro is a new streaming service that provides you with over 3,000 channels for only $15 a month. You probably spend more than that on lunch these days. Get local channels, entertainment networks, premium movie channels, news and weather channels, and more. Tiger TV Pro even includes all the sports networks, including ACC, SEC, NFL, MLB, and NHL. Sign up's easy. Just go to ESPNPC.com, scroll down, and click the Tiger logo.
I'm in love with a man named Rudy. I'm okay with that. He knows exactly what I want. He keeps me coming back. Cooks breakfast, lunch, and dinner for me. Does the dishes too. I'm in love with a man named Rudy. Last name Barbecue. It sure is easy to fall in love with Rudy's tasty oak smoked barbecue.
Next in line.
He doesn't always go the extra mile. But when he does, it's because he missed the exit. It's the Coach James Hale Show. Live live and local inside the J. Michaels studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Seriously, guys, who did a better job? We did not do a very good job on our TV contract. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Big Ten did a better job than we did. And I love our commissioner. He knows what he's doing. You definitely want to be with ESPN because they kind of control things with the playoffs and stuff. You can say what you want. These Ohio State people always have felt like we had an edge because of ESPN and the connection with the SEC.
And TCU is trying to fight to get in like Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing, and they're out of the Big 12. It's not like it was a non-Power 5.
So I think that's good, but I really regret. I wish we'd stay with CBS somehow, some way. I thought that was really good for the. Look at the success we've had since we've been with CBS. Mm-hmm. We owned a network. I mean, that was us, and it's every TV throughout the country could watch an SEC game. It's going to be the same thing with ESPN, but I wish we'd have done like the Big Ten. Even if we'd gone to Amazon and stuff like that, they're going to have a bigger TV contract than ours. And they got two teams coming in there right now. You'd have to say beforehand, if the SEC got Texas and Oklahoma, you go hands down, we got the best deal. We got those two blue bloods coming in. But heck, they're not playing very well. Oklahoma's 5-5. They're going to struggle coming into the SEC. Texas, Stark, he's not getting it done like we thought he would do it by this time. Lincoln Riley, it's one loss at Southern Cal. UCLA is playing really well. It doesn't even matter. Nobody even goes to the game.
No.
So you look at every factor, not just the name, but how many people show up to the game, travel, money. Who did the better job? The SEC bringing in Texas and Oklahoma, or the Big Ten bringing in Southern Cal or UCLA? They pick up the West Coast by getting those in there. Another whole region of the United States.
Well, the Big Ten, a couple of years ago, when they have the conference commercial that shows during each game advertising, the respective conferences playing, had that one that started out at Rutgers, and it was like one of these drawn maps, and you just kind of had this sort of flyover, and they showed basically Big Ten territory from Rutgers all the way to Nebraska. Well, now they can take it coast to coast.
They can demand the big TV money.
And that move, while I really don't like it in terms of just kind of, what does it mean to be part of the Big 10 plus however many teams they have there now, just from a standpoint of I like the regional sense of college football and I liked the inter, conference matchups. But you have to give them credit because all day long you're going to be talking about the Big 10 from the very first game that kicks off at 11 o'clock in the morning until the last one that plays at 9, 10 o'clock that night.
Yeah.
All day long.
Mm-hmm.
We're really down to two conferences. You're down to the Southeastern Conference, which is basically the old Southern Conference of 100 years ago, which stretched from almost, Carolina to Texas. And we don't have any Carolina schools. And then you've got the Big Ten covering the other section.
Yeah.
If there was some SEC, ACC alliance on some level, you'd basically have the whole Southern Conference restored.
Right.
But it won't happen. The Eastern Seaboard for the Atlantic Coast, it really stretches all the Atlantic Coast, obviously. But by all stretches, the New England part of this, the northeastern part of this, has not been as strong.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're going to find with what the Big Ten picks up out west.
Yeah. So you would say probably the Big Ten.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tommy?
When you think of football, what do you think of? SEC.
Texas, Oklahoma.
Well, you bringing him in, but I think it's hard to determine that right now at this particular moment. But I think in the future you're going to look at it, and it's going to be SEC because if you want to play football and you're a 5-star, you're going to look at the SEC just as much, if not more, and you're going to look at the Big Ten where you're going. So it's the name of the game is getting who's going to get the players. That's what makes them the best.
Yeah.
And SEC is still, as far as I'm concerned, bringing in Texas. And look at Texas. Is there any recruits out in Texas? I think so. Is there a lot in California? Yeah, and UCLA, USC will get those. But when you look at the South, where football is king, and you look at Texas, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, all those states are the kids want to play in the SEC. So I think when you look at the long run, you look 5 or 6 years down the road, I think it's going to be – they're going to say, well, Texas and Oklahoma, bringing them in, that's a good deal. And the SEC as a whole is the conference for football, and that's what I think it's going to be.
I think you just hit something I didn't really – when you look at the money, you would have to probably say the Big Ten, but you look at the overall picture, and like you just said, you're right. It's who can bring the money, the players in, and it goes back to you look at which conference sends more players to the NFL.
Right.
It's the SEC. It's not even close. Number 2 is the Big Ten, and I'm with you. I think that's going to stay the same. I really do.
I do too.
And another point you made, out in California, it's changed so much where sports are really not that big and that important anymore. UCLA can't get anybody to go to their games.
We feared a regional sort of emergence of college football, and I think we're there. The West has struggled. How many Pac-12 teams have played in the playoffs?
Washington, they got crushed by Bama.
Yeah, in Atlanta, and so the relevance of this. We're far removed from Pete Carroll and USC and Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart and the dominance of the Trojans during that era, and even Oregon as they came on the scene, and you had the Oregon-Florida State Rose Bowl. I mean that's all in the rearview mirror. There's been nothing coming out of the Pac-12, even with an expansion. They were doing this in the BCS era.
Yeah,
it's just everything doesn't stay the same. Things change, and look at the people moving out of California. Going to Texas, coming to Florida, moving to everywhere just to get out of that state. Everything's going on politically, but money-wise, I'd give it to the Big Ten. They got a better contract, but I think Tommy's right. I think overall it's still going to be the SEC because the kids, what do they want to do? They want to play football and they want to get to the NFL because that's where the real money is. And it's right there in front of you. All the data it shows you. SEC sends more players than the NFL or any other conference. Now you bring in Texas, Oklahoma in, it's going to even be better.
Travel of the fan bases to these schools is just about prohibited. We've watched this. West Virginia is as hardy as they come in terms of traveling. But if you're a West Virginia fan, every one of your conference games is going to take you west to Texas and Oklahoma. I mean, that gets pricey for the folks that trying to go to a game.
Look at Southern Cal. If they play half their schedules Big Ten teams.
You got a 3.5-hour flight one way across country to go to.
They're going to make them play 10 games. They're going to keep it at 9.
Right.
So let's say it's 9. So 4. Let's say on 1 year they're going to have 4 trips across the country.
Plus, if they keep the game with Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Because I imagine that was going to be retained every year on top of that. So yeah.
I think it makes both of them stronger, really. But I still, when Tommy said that, I was leaning towards overall Big Ten, but after listening to what you said, you're right about that. They want to go play in the NFL, and that's where they do it at. SEC.
In the SEC, we look at the travel, and travel is important. In the SEC, you can drive just about. It might take you 6 or 8 hours, but you can drive from Texas, Oklahoma to most all the games. With
the Western, if we keep the divisions, the Western. That's not. You can. You did it. You drove to Austin, Texas. Oh, didn't you drive out to
we
Norman?
flew out there. Yeah, we flew.
Oh, you flew out. Okay.
Yeah,
but you can drive. I mean, it's not a big deal. A lot of people will do it, but
I'll tell you, it's going to take a little while for that to feel like a Southeastern Conference visit. I mean,
really?
when their band's called the Pride of the Southwest.
All right, we're 15 minutes away. We're giving you a gift certificate. It's going to be. Listen, you're going to have to really listen to this fight song to get it. Now, phones are working today. We okay? Everything, the phones are working? Okay. All right, you have to give us a call at 8 o'clock. We're going to play it at 8 o'clock, the fight song. And what are you going to get? We're going to give you something here from ESPN. But the big deal is the $60 gift certificate to the Texas Roadhouse. And man, you know how good the food is out, especially the rolls out there, unbelievable. So you get ready, call. I don't care if we're going to take the first caller. You get it right, you win it. Just call us and make a choice. I will give you a hint. It's going to be in the SEC, okay? It's the SEC school, their fight song. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to give you another hint. It's in the Western Division, the SEC Western Division. I think they're going to have a hard time getting this one. So we probably have to give more hints. We'll see. We will see. All right, where are my commercials at, Tommy? You want to do a couple of them? Blue Sky Express Car Wash, you want that beautiful F-150. We had 2 men here that have gorgeous F-150 trucks. They keep them looking brand new. Blue Sky Express Car Wash can also do that for you. They're on Back Beach Road. You come in across the bridge, just head out towards Pier Park. You take a right on Alf Coleman, take another right, and you're there. It's incredible. They bought the best equipment. They buy the best wax, and that's the reason they work so well. They all dress professionally there. They're hard workers, wonderful people, but your vehicle will look brand new. Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Back Beach Road. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. I think Tommy and I are going to go have lunch there. You buy the first beer, Tommy, I got the second one.
Okay, sounds
You
like
buy one, you get one free on Saturdays and Sundays. Small draft beer, margarita. Also, house wine. Buy one, the next one's free. They got the NFL Network. They got $5 pitchers. My buddy next door, Doug, he loves that place. He's there at the 2:30 kickoff every time. More people go at night and watch the night games, but I tell you what, everybody's finding out this is the place to go. You save yourself some money, you have a great time. TVs everywhere. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Dr. Ward, love the guy. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, feel right, don't play around with it. It could be deadly. 5 minutes can save your life. And if you listen right now in Northwest Florida, there's an office near you. He does an incredible job. Dr. Ward, you can listen to him every Wednesday, 7:30 to 8, right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. You worried about any kind of cold, flu, the China virus, whatever, Max Fit Sports Nutrition will get it. He's got zinc. They got everything down there. That guy's incredible. Jason Kovaleski at Max Fit Sports Nutrition. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Tommy Sandermatt's back in the building. Jeremy Pridgeon. Be right back. FSU. Tommy's got some updates on the Florida State Seminoles. Moving up the polls right now. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida presents Alleviation. The Jack Patterson Benefit. It's the force behind wrestling against cancer. He does so much for so many. Now he needs our help. Join ESPN Northwest Florida as wrestling returns to the Possum Palace. Saturday, November 26th in Wausau. Come see your favorite local wrestlers, including exciting women's wrestling. Tickets only $10. 6 and under free. Bell time 7.
Good Thursday morning. I'm forecasting lots of clouds today and tonight. The high around 58, the low around 38. A north wind 10 to 15, and the water temperature in the Gulf 72. Mostly sunny to partly sunny near 60 Friday, and it'll be partly sunny over the weekend, maybe a few showers in the 50s close to 60. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
That boot store reminds you, football weather means colder weather can't be far off. Now's a great time to shop for those winter work coats, shirts, and shoes. Janice and Irene, along with the staff, welcome you to stop by and shop for the whole family at that boot store. Remember Joe's motto, always put Jesus first in your life. Open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 on Friday and Saturday. That boot store. Next to Vilbert Kia on 15th Street, Panama City.
Tired of being overcharged each month for health insurance or finding out you still have significant out-of-pocket costs from copays or deductibles when you do go see the doctor? Hi, I'm Kevin Shady with KHS & Associates. Our independent insurance agency has helped individuals, families, and even small business employees lower their health care insurance costs with no copays, no 80/20 coinsurance, and no deductibles unless you're hospitalized overnight. Call or text us at 502-386-1128. That's 502-386-1128.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels studio.
They got something that money couldn't buy. I was noticing when you come down the stairs that you've got pretty legs.
All right, I'll tell you a story without a happy ending.
Y'all following this?
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! Tommy, I tell you what, man. Our Florida State updates brought to you by Newbies. Really love John and Sharp. They do an incredible job. Newbies 2 on the curve, been remodeled. And if you love fireplaces and watching sporting events and having a nice cold drink, shooting pool, watching all these college football games, that's where you want to be. They got these couches or lounge right there, TVs everywhere, fireplace going. And then around the bar circles like the whole thing, TVs everywhere. You can have 2 pool tables in there, beautiful inside. And that's the place to go watch all the college football games. They have all kinds of drink specials. Go try it out. Newbies 2 on the curve. Also, the original Newbie, that's where everybody winds up Friday and Saturday nights. Charlotte always has the best bands in the Southeast there on the weekends. Go have a great time. Tell them Coach sent you. You really appreciate Charlotte and John. Tommy, FSU getting better and better. I got the feeling they're going to win out. We kept talking about they had to win one of those 3 games in a row. They didn't happen. But they could have won at least 2. They should have probably won 2 of them. And look where we've been.
They would.
They would, yeah. But they're getting better. They're getting better.
They had some people on defense hurt. Fabian Lovett, one of their better down linemen on defense, is back now. And, of course, Verse got hurt. And so that's 2 of their best defensive players back. And they got them. Everybody's healthy now, and they got them back. And in the last 2 games, Miami and they rolled through Miami. I mean, I didn't think they'd beat them that much, but they played real well, especially on defense. Their defense is rolling now, and of course the offense is. And I think what's happened on the offense, they've got 3 really. I got more than 3. They got about 5 running backs, and I think what's helped FSU is the coaching. They have done such a great job of getting all those kids touches. It's not like they let Benson run the ball every single time.
Right.
They'll put – and Ward got hurt. He's back now. And Toafili, you've got 3 different styles of running backs, and they do well. And I think what's really opened up the running backs is the offensive line has gotten better and better. Right. And they're playing a lot of kids, and they've gotten better. So offensive-wise, and of course you got Travis back there. Jordan Travis, he's a he is 31 of 35 in the last 2 games in passing.
31 of 35?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's done real. I mean, the thing about Jordan, they say all he wants to do is run the ball, but he's worked real hard over the summer in passing, and he's done a really good job, and he's the key to the offense. But they're playing Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, this Saturday. It's 11 o'clock Central Standard Time kickoff in Tallahassee. And this is a game sort of like, remember last week when Vanderbilt played Kentucky?
Yeah.
Kentucky wasn't really ready for Vanderbilt.
Right.
And this is the same type of deal here. And Florida's got the same thing. They got Vanderbilt, I think, playing the same time FSU does.
11 o'clock kickoff in Nashville. Yeah.
And it's
cold
the same
weather.
Yeah. And I know Wednesday's practice, Norville was fired up. I mean, he says we can't be complacent. You cannot do that, especially in a game like this. Now, the Raging Cajuns, their run defense is really good. Their defensive backs are excellent. So and I don't think they're going to stop FSU's run. If they do, that's not going to be good. But I don't think they can. But it's going to be a better game than I think most people think. And I think they're favored, by 23 points, something like that, FSU is. But Norville, he was really fired up Wednesday at practice, out there yelling at them. And, and he said at the end of the day they had a great practice. And he thinks he got the word to the players that, they can't be complacent and just think, well,
right.
It's Louisiana, we're going to beat them anyway. We just show up.
You make a great point. Vandy going and beating Kentucky, that was a big game for Vandy.
Oh, yeah.
Kentucky's players think it's Vandy. We got Georgia the next week. Here you go again. For Florida State, Louisiana. This is their biggest game on their schedule. This is what they've been looking forward to. They're going to play. They're going to give them the best shot they've got.
And you know something I really forgot about? Those kids that playing for Louisiana, those individual players there, they want to do best because you know why? A lot of them want to go get in the transport portal and go to a better deal for them.
Right.
And so they're gonna play a team like FSU. They're gonna show somebody that they're worthy to play against a team like FSU.
Yeah.
So I didn't really think about that, but that was brought in an article I was reading the other day, and that could happen. And of course, the next Friday, FSU and Florida kicks it off. So. And I wish you'd ask when y'all was talking yesterday to University of Florida.
Mark McLeod.
I wish you'd ask him, what do you think about the FSU Florida game this year?
Yeah.
I started calling you and ask Mark about that, but that's going to be a really good game, I think. I think it's going to be a great game. FSU's favored by 6.5.
I think they are too. But let's talk about Florida State. They go on the road, and they took care of business. So Syracuse, a lot of people go up there. It's in the dome.
It's hard to play them up there.
Yeah, it's hard to win up there. Even if you win, you usually don't play well. They look good. Yeah. I mean, they were focused, ready to play. And they can't screw it up by losing to Louisiana. Because you got Florida the next game. They're shooting up the rankings. They win this game and beat Florida, they're going to go to a really good bowl game.
Yeah. You're right. If they can win out, I think the Florida's going to be a tough game for them.
You're talking rat poison right now. When you're looking ahead. Now you know what the players are doing. But I do want to look ahead.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
But I think it's going to be a heck of a ball game. I think Florida has a tendency to turn the ball over some, and I think if that happens, that's going to be a big a chance for FSU to score some points. But it depends on how Florida's quarterback plays. I know Travis he'll probably play a good game. He's pretty consistent. So
Richardson's up and down.
I think it'll be okay. And FSU's got some great receivers. I mean, God, they got the receivers. They got really good running backs. I mean, they're all different.
Mark did say that now that they're kind of turning the quarterback loose, and early in the year they didn't really want to run the ball much because their backup was hurt. Now it's like, do what you got to do. So I think he will play better against Florida State. Let me ask you this. We're looking ahead. We got Louisiana this week, but I do want to, because I'm not going to see you next week, I do want to ask your opinion about this. And we looked at the forecast for next Friday. There's a chance of rain. What's the high 65, low 47?
Oh, no, yeah.
With Jeremy, is that right? With a lot of rain, maybe
possibly. Yeah, I mean, long way out on that, but yeah.
All right. If that's the case, and both those teams have to run the ball, Florida's got Watson in the middle there. That number 21, 400-pounder. Who does that help if it's
FSU?
You still think
FSU's run offense is great. I mean, they're cooking now. I mean, you can run away from that kid. I mean, they got and using the backs out of the backfield, short passes. They're really FSU's done a good job with that, getting the ball to Benson, Toafili, and letting him cook and go.
This week against Louisiana, will it be the score be in the 20s, or do you think Florida? How good is Louisiana's defense?
Their defense, run defense is pretty good. Now, I think FSU will score off of their defense, but and they say their defensive backs are really exceptional, and of course, how do you know until you get there and play? But FSU's, they've got some really good receivers, and Jordan's been getting the ball, Travis has been getting the ball to them. So, I think FSU should win by. I want to say this. I think it could be like 3 touchdowns myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean,
I'm telling you, listen, Tommy.
I know
they've got players over there. People don't realize that state produces a lot of great football players.
They do.
They might not be quite as tall as the kids at LSU. They're going to play hard. This is their bowl game.
That's
really,
right.
They can national team. They're building everything up.
And
I think
FSU's
it's going to be better.
Been starting out quick for the last couple of games, and I was read another article where I think Norville does a good job of this. He gets Jordan Travis. He starts him out and gets him some surefire completions that he knows he's going to be a short pass to getting the ball out, build up his confidence, and let him go from there. But I think if FSU jumps out on them, then that will be good. But if it's close, you never know.
Yeah, three things to always worry about.
Yeah,
always talk to your team about. The you don't talk to them about injuries, but injuries are one of the concerns.
Yep.
Turnovers, huge.
Yep.
Penalties. They can't beat themselves. They can't go in and help Louisiana.
The thing about them playing Florida the following Friday, if a couple of their key players I'm talking about FSU get hurt in that game, like Verse or Fabian Lovett would get hurt, and in a team like FSU, when you got 2 or 3 of your best defensive players hurt, that makes a big difference in how you perform. And if they get some players hurt, that's not going to be good when they play in Florida.
All right, we got a break coming up. We get back. We're going to play Alabama's fight song. We're going to talk about Stevenson air conditioning. Then we're going to play another fight song. Then we want you to call in and you tell us what SEC school fight song it is. Your hint is in the West, okay? And you got, matter of fact, I'll give you another hint a little bit. But you got to call in 215-6290, $60 gift certificate to Texas Roadhouse. Plus, we're giving some stuff too, I'm sure. So give us a call in just a minute. All right, let's start with some of our great people. If you love pizza, Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. Tommy, Louise, Julie and I went one time. John owns it. He brought over us a tray. Spaghetti, pizza. What do we get? Maybe a taste of it, and Glenn walks out of the door, takes it home.
Glenn took it all home with
Took
him.
it all. I mean, can you believe it? We were all really upset with Glenn at that time, but he was real stingy, very stingy. Now, I'm telling you what, it's the best pizza you'll get anywhere. It's 3 restaurants in one. The bakery is incredible. Try the Paradise Cake. Also try the Napoleon. Those two are unreal. Deli, bakery, you name it. They do a great job. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. Now, your yard. Do what I do. I went to Turf Pro. Patrick, he does such a wonderful job. Turf Pro Pest Control. You want that yard looking like a golf course. You want to look like Georgia's football field at home. Their stadium looks great, by the way. Their turf is gorgeous. Turf Pro will get you there. They do a great job. Turf Pro Pest Control. Unbelievable. J. Michael's Restaurant, best seafood, coldest beer you get anywhere. Legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. We'll be right back. Get those phones ready. 215-6290. Be right back.
Your home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the most touchdowns on the Gulf Coast, including premier college football games. It's a triple header Saturday. First, Illinois at Michigan. Coverage starts at 10:30. Then we'll join Auburn in progress as they take on Western Kentucky. And the night game is USC at UCLA. Coverage starts at 6:30. College football on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored by PCB Coins and Cards, the Patch Boys of Panama City, and Jin Jin Super King Buffet.
Good Thursday morning. I'm forecasting lots of clouds today and tonight. The high around 58, the low around 38. A north wind 10 to 15. And the water temperature in the Gulf 72. Mostly sunny to partly sunny near 60 Friday. And it'll be partly sunny over the weekend. Maybe a few showers in the 50s close to 60. This weather forecast has been brought to you by KHS and Associates, your source for affordable health insurance. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! That means those pregame barbecues with an ice-cold Pepsi? Totally back. Your perfectly placed football-watching corner seat back and comfy as ever. 18 Sundays of touchdown scoring, Hail Mary throwing, ice-cold Pepsi flowing football action. You better believe it's back. And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. And when we say always, we mean always. Like when your lawn is looking less like a lawn and more like a jungle. If the game's on, then the lawnmower ain't. And those gutters you haven't cleaned? Today is not their day. Or maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DN Mariana, WBLQ Port St. Joe, powered by Pepsi, ESPN Northwest Florida. Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show in 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll. We get back. Jeremy Prison, all you want to know about Alabama football, University of Alabama. Brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Hey, it's getting cold. It's going to be in the 30s tomorrow morning. If you're worried about it, you have any kind of problems, your house is not warming up, it's running and nothing's working, call Stevenson Air Conditioning. Let them come fix your problems. They do an incredible job. All they're going to do is save you money in the long run. Get your phones ready. 215-6290. Can we hear the fight song too? Play it loud. We can hear it. All right, here we go. Here we go. Keep going. Keep playing. It's an SEC West school. We got a caller. I think we got a winner. All right. We got a caller. Let's see if he won it. Tommy just hit it. Tommy, do it. Good job, Tommy. All right, here we go. Let's take this call. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You cut them off. Call back. Call back. These phones, I don't know what. Call back. You had it right. Just call back. 215-6290. Waiting for the guy. Tommy, how did you know that? I wouldn't have known that one. Jeremy, did you know that one? I didn't know that.
No. Sounded a lot. Good. Sounded a lot like the FSU one. Yeah. A few notes there.
Yeah. It's an SEC West school that got it. We got another call. We're
about to give them the school colors for it's over with.
Yeah. Well, we got plenty of people calling. It's just getting them on the line. Okay, we got a winner. Okay. Let's see if we can get them on the air. Are we going to get them on the air? He's around, sir. We should give it to Tommy. Tommy got it before they did. I don't think that's. Well, I don't know if we do that. You and I can go. $60. Heck, we can take Jeremy with us for that.
Yeah,
he can get the tip. Really though, how'd you know what it was? Do you know all the fight songs?
No, I just knew that.
All right, Jeremy, let's get into Bama. Hopefully we'll be able to get the caller on the air with us. If not, let's start Bama. We might have to stop in just a second.
All right. Well, one of the things we like about our listeners is we want to bring opportunity for them to learn and expand their horizons. And so I thought in service to all of us out there, I'll tell you a little bit about Clarksville, Tennessee.
Okay.
Population 170,000. There's a nice river walk there. There's a museum. It's a little northwest of Nashville if you're heading up toward the Kentucky line. Do you know it was voted the #1 city to live in 2019?
No,
in the state of Tennessee. And the Christmas lights are up. They're on display there at the Riverwalk. Got some quaint restaurants.
Let's take this phone call.
All right, I'll come back with my Clarksville commercial.
You started good. We got a big. That's a big tease.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Who is this?
This is Will Palfrey.
Hold on for a minute. I can't hear you. Can you turn it up?
It's Will.
Hey, Will.
Palfrey.
Is this my buddy Will?
You got it.
Hey, man. How did you know the fight song?
Well, when you said SEC West earlier, I pretty much know Alabama, Auburn, LSU, and all. I have those memorized. So between the time you said the hint, I just looked up the other three, and
we've got a smart group of listeners.
Too, so between Mississippi State and Auburn and Arkansas, rather. Sorry.
Oh my! Hey, great job, man! Great job. Well, when are we going to lunch?
That's right. Sounds great. I'll tell you one more other thing, Coach. When I was a kid, I grew up in Baton Rouge going to LSU games, and I had a fight song album called the Norman Luboff Choir. So I grew up as a little bitty kid listening to Alabama, Georgia Tech, Southern Cal, Oregon, Notre Dame, all those traditional fight songs. So
wow.
Your fight song contest is right up my alley.
Well, I'm so glad you won. Let me ask you something, and I know you're going to be truthful. Isn't that Alabama fight song incredible?
Oh, yeah, it is. In fact, I'll tell you, Coach, my grandfather was on the 1905 Alabama baseball team. So there's a family house on the campus called the Gorgas House, and I'm a Gorgas descendant. So even though I didn't go to Alabama, my grandfather did, and when the family donated the house to the university, our family went to the event. And so, I still follow I used to work in Huntsville for over 10 years, so I have a lot of ties to the state of Alabama.
That's incredible, man. Well, I know you had to be happy this year with the game in Baton Rouge, Alabama LSU. What do you think? Jeremy and I talking about it. I think if LSU wins out, they're going to get in the playoffs because they talk about how important it is to win a conference championship, and they had beaten the number one team in the country. So don't you think LSU will get in?
Yeah, for sure. If they win, and I think that I don't know if they're going to beat Georgia, but I think it's going to be closer than a lot of people think. It'll be a Georgia home game, but I think LSU's getting better and better and better. You know, Kelly's done a good job. They weren't really ready to play Arkansas, but I think they're going to do better than expected. I mean, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. Do you get to go to many of the games? Do you ever go to any games there?
Yeah, I grew up as a kid going to all the games. You know, I'm kind of fighting a little bit of a health issue right now, so I don't really get to go back as often as I want. But I'm a big college football fan, and you know, I like to go to I go to all kinds of teams games when I'm right. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Now, do you live in Panama City Beach or you live in town?
I live in Lynn Haven.
Oh, good.
And,
okay.
Coach, aren't you a Southern Miss guy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I want to tell you, be following on the baseball team. I'm very good friends with the Matthew Russo family. He was a red-shirted backup catcher and first baseman on your Southern Miss baseball team this past year, and he'll be playing this year.
All right. And you do realize
he was MVP in the state of Louisiana his senior year at St. Paul's in Covington. Matthew Russo.
And you know, you guys came in and they drank out every drop of liquor in Hattiesburg when LSU baseball. That happened. They went and bought all this extra booze, and they still drank.
Right.
Oh, my God. Well, listen, buddy, hey, we'll pray for you. I hope everything goes well with your health. And thank you so much for listening and calling. And go have yourself a good meal, okay?
I sure will. Thank you so much. Appreciate you having the contest. Great talking to you.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. Great job, man. Golly. That's unreal.
That is.
Did you know that house up in Tuscaloosa?
Yeah, the Gorgas house there. Yeah.
So it's his grandfather played 1905 baseball.
I wonder what his last name is. Will's last name. We on there? We on there?
No, we're on there. We're on there. Yeah, we're on there.
We're live.
Yeah, very well. That was great. Thank you, guys.
Good call
I love when these guys call in like that. Call in more.
Yep.
All right, Jim, let's get back to Alabama.
So I was telling you about Clarksville, Tennessee. You ever been there?
I don't know if I have or not, to be honest with you. I don't think so.
Don't know.
Where's it at? What part?
So you're going northwest out of Nashville, and you're heading up toward the Kentucky line, Hopkinsville, Kentucky, that area down in that part. Okay, so, but also there in Clarksville, Tennessee, is a 4-year state public university.
Wait a minute. Is it off the interstate heading to
No, that's not the interstate. No. Okay. You're northwest going the other direction.
Okay, no, I've gone
through
Nashville, going to
out toward
Louisville.
Yeah. Okay. But the 4-year state public university is Austin Peay University.
Oh, okay.
See what I did there? Yeah.
Good job.
And it is on a site of property that has been a place for schooling in Tennessee since 1845.
Wow.
Now, it's not always been there since 1845. There have been several schools over the years, but there has been an educational institution there. They are the governors, named after Tennessee Governor Austin Peay. You know when he was governor of Tennessee?
No, sir.
He was governor from 1923 to 1927. Had a lot of accomplishments during his time there as the head of the volunteer state. He created Tennessee's first state park and also assured the establishment of the Great Smoky Mountain National Park.
Good man.
Yeah.
And here's another little fact. They did a poll of all the academics in Tennessee, kind of Tennessee historians, politicos, and all, and he was ranked the #1 governor of Tennessee all time.
Oh, 4 years.
Austin Peay.
Wow.
Yep. So Austin Peay has an enrollment of 11,000. Their colors are red and white. Do you know what conference they play in?
Yeah. Go ahead and tell us.
The ASUN.
What?
The ASUN, the Atlantic Sun. They're a member of the ASUN Conference
Okay.
with schools like Central Arkansas, Eastern Kentucky, Florida Gulf Coast University, Jacksonville University, Jacksonville State University in Alabama. So Alabama and Jack State have a common opponent this year in Austin Peay. UNA, UNF. They're 7-3. They're on a 2-game winning streak. They have a very solid offense, a very solid defense. None of it matters. This is about a $600,000 check.
That's all they're getting.
That's all they're getting.
Hey, Alabama got a bargain.
Got a bargain.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit about Alabama's opponent on Saturday as they end their season and they come down to Tuscaloosa and they get $600,000 to go back to Clarksville. And
is this like heal everybody up, get ready for 1 minute? I'll get ready for the Iron Bowl.
Yes. Yeah.
I tell you, hold off right there. Let's take this break and come back and talk a little bit more about the Alabama huge football game. Austin Peay, as you just read, powerhouse football team. I'm glad we're playing someone like this. It keeps us on our edge. So anyway, let's talk about some of the wonderful people. I tell you what, I love all of our sponsors. Appreciate them very much. I'm having a hard day today. Let's start with this one. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. I might go there tonight and have some good Mexican food. Let John come. You buy one beer, the next one's free. Happy hour 3 to 7. Lunch specials every single day. But the weekend, ask Doug. Ask my big buddy next door neighbor. Doug's down there at 2:30 all the time. $5 pitchers. The food's incredible. All TVs everywhere. The atmosphere's second to none. Everybody's finding out about that. At nighttime, the 6:30 kickoff game, a lot of people are going there. Go try it out. I think you really enjoy it. Also, I want to thank Buffalo Rock. The great thing, Tommy, talk about the great things they've done for Bay District schools.
Yeah, they've always. Johnny Penny, who is retired now, was the man back in the day, and he would always come and see us. And I don't think no was in his vocabulary. Most everything we asked for, he would come through with it. And a great company. They really supported the community and the schools and the athletics. So, outstanding company.
Let's support them. They've done so many things for the children here in Bay County. Buffalo Rock products, make sure you purchase them for your big get-together, your parties, Thanksgiving, if it's coming up. Make sure it's Buffalo Rock products. They do an incredible job. That Cajun place, Jeremy, what is the best thing there? I know it's world-famous barbecue, but what else is unbelievable there?
If it's Cajun food, you can't go wrong. And you got the best in the area right here. If you like New Orleans fare, that is the place to be. So, you can get out there and check them out if you can get in. It's always packed.
Everything, man. 75. What? Oh, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Is Dak Prescott the problem in Dallas?
Hell to the no. Under no circumstances is Dak, big picture, the problem in Dallas. He is the solution. Dak is so much better than he is being given credit for being right now, in my opinion. And by the end of the season, he will prove it.
Greeny, weekdays 2 to 4, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Thursday morning. I'm forecasting lots of clouds today and tonight. The high around 58, the low around 38. A north wind 10 to 15. And the water temperature in the Gulf, 72. Mostly sunny to partly sunny, near 60 Friday, and it'll be partly sunny over the weekend, maybe a few showers in the 50s, close to 60. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Hi folks, I'm Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. It's our 50th anniversary celebration. You've trusted us for 50 years to bring you the largest selection at the lowest prices. And now we're going to save you even more with our 50th anniversary celebration. We're giving you 50% off silver and estate jewelry, a select group of gold and diamond jewelry, and 60 to 70% off colored gemstone jewelry. 50 years of putting a sparkle on Bay County. Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. And you can take that to the bank.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies, as well as new and vintage cards. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 633 North Highway 231 and can also be reached at instantReplaySportsCards.com.
Tiger fans, join us weekday mornings at 8:15. It's the Bay Point Golf Auburn Update on the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa! Eagle! Auburn Update is brought by Bay Point Golf and Ryan Mulvey. Nobody does a better job than Big Ryan. I asked him, I said, you want 4 tickets to the Auburn-Western Kentucky game, 3 o'clock? He goes, I got to work, so he can't be there. And so I don't know what we're going to do with those 4 tickets. My next-door neighbor had them. They can't go now. So, well, anyway, if you want some Auburn tickets, you can call me, and I'll talk to you about that off the air when the show's over. I want to go back and apologize. When you make a mistake, just say it. You made a mistake. I screwed up. I was talking about Rudy's Barbecue, and I looked down and I said the Occasion Place because they're right beside each other. So the Occasion Place, I want to talk about Rudy's Barbecue real quick. They do have the world-famous barbecue, but their turkey, Jeremy, you've had it.
Oh, yeah.
It's really – do you get the sandwich or you get the plate?
I go for the plate.
You get a little bit more of the plate.
You do. Mm-hmm.
So I go to the sandwich.
I get the sandwich, too.
I love it.
I was there not too long ago.
Yeah, you love it.
A week ago.
Yeah, it's really good. You guys go out there. I think you'll love it. Now, Tommy, you did it. If you don't want to cook, you want a big turkey, you want ham, got a lot of people coming over, and you just don't want to do the cooking. You did it last year. You told me how great it was. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to do it this year. So we just call me, tell me about how many people. They'll tell you what size turkey they're going to sell you. The ham was really good. Mm-hmm. Everything was outstanding.
Yeah.
Try it. The turkey is incredible. I think you're really going to enjoy that. All you got to do is call, make an order. You go up, you pick it up, take it home, warm it up that morning. It's ready to go. Is that what Louise did? Just warm it up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ready to go. And Ethan Boyd does such a wonderful job. He's going to bring me back a shirt. I asked him, bring back a nice Texas A&M shirt. He's going to the game this weekend. Mm-hmm. He's going to go to UMass. He's on his way there right now, matter of fact. All right, Jeremy, let's finish with Bama. Then let's get into the Auburn Tigers.
All right, I'm gonna flip this in to do that. To talk about Alabama, I do want to talk about a couple other sports outside of football. Alabama basketball is off to a 3-0 start. They beat Longwood and Liberty, and they played a game at South Alabama Tuesday night. That's typical of Alabama. They try to play around, the state as they can. They played at Alabama State. They played at UNA. They, will go on the road, and so they went down to Mobile, won 65-55. They will host Jacksonville State tomorrow night before going out west to play in the Phil Knight Invitational. Open with Michigan State in Portland, Oregon, and then we'll play either Oregon or UConn in the second round. So we'll start to learn a little bit more about the ball team after 3 kind of warm-up tune-ups there. And sport we don't mention a whole lot, but I want to speak into a little bit. Women's soccer. They are in the NCAA tournament. They were SEC regular season champs. They came up a little short in the tournament. South Carolina beat them. You know where the tournament was held?
Tuscaloosa?
No, Pensacola.
That's right.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, they were over in Pensacola.
How did that happen, Jeremy?
I think the city of Pensacola went after it and made a good run.
You know if it went well for them?
I heard it was very well attended, and they'll be back next year.
Who won?
South Carolina won the whole tournament, and Alabama lost, finished second. But they're going to play Portland in a second round match in Tuscaloosa tomorrow night. But they're 20-2-1. So good luck to the women's soccer team. But let's talk about football a little bit more. You mentioned earlier in the show, Alabama's lost 2 games on the last play of the game, likely heading to a New Year's 6, considering the what-ifs of a season that has not lived up to the expectations. But there is one championship still to play for, and that one's next Saturday up in Tuscaloosa, and it's the state championship. It's the Iron Bowl. And even in a season that didn't necessarily live up to expectations, you want to win that one.
Yeah,
So,
you better win that one. Yeah.
And I think the dynamics have changed a little bit with Cadillac Williams on the sidelines for Auburn. Speaking
No
of
doubt.
Auburn during the Auburn update, I mean, I watched some of the A&M Auburn game, and there was an energy that you had not seen around that ball club. And
In about 2 years.
yeah, and Auburn thrives on emotion. It is truly us against the world when they go into Tuscaloosa. Yeah. So I think the dynamics of what would have been just a sort of non-event Iron Bowl now have changed. If Alabama does any of the things this team has done over the course of the year, creating the miscues. Now, that said, Alabama at home is a much different ball team than Alabama on the road.
Auburn. Yeah.
And
especially at Auburn.
Especially at Auburn. But we have seen this sort of challenge for Alabama to play well on the road and prevent miscues when they were at Austin, Knoxville, Baton Rouge. So I feel really good about the Iron Bowl still for Alabama, but maybe a little closer than what we would have thought of, given the situation over in the Plains a few weeks ago.
We keep talking about all these games this week, worried about Florida traveling up, playing in the cold weather, 11 o'clock against Vandy. Vandy coming off a huge win over Kentucky. And we talked about Alabama, Austin Peay, Florida, Louisiana, looking worried about upsets. Well, this one here, Auburn playing Western Kentucky, they better be ready to play. And Cadillac talked about this. This is what Western Kentucky has done this year. They're in the Sun Belt. They're in the Conference USA. Austin Peay, week 1, they beat them 38-27. They got a high-powered offense. I'll talk more about him in a minute. But this is some of the things Western Kentucky's done this year. They beat Hawaii week 2, 49-17. They lost at Indiana in overtime, 33-30. They beat Florida International 73-0 at home.
Good Lord.
They lost Troy at home in a game they felt like they probably should have won. They lost that game 34-27. Troy's got a good little football team. They lost at UTSA 31-28. They won at Middle Tennessee 35-17. They beat Alabama Birmingham at home 20-17. They lost to North Texas at home 40-13. That's when they didn't play very well, that particular ball game. They beat Charlotte 59-7 at Charlotte. They beat Rice at home 45-10. That was their last ball game. They've got a good passing attack. This is not like playing Texas A&M at home, because Texas A&M couldn't throw the ball. For whatever reason, they had receivers open. The quarterback couldn't get to the kid. They couldn't get to deliver the ball to the receivers because they were being pressured by Auburn's front. Auburn's got to continue to do that. They're going to have to play at that same high level. And Cadillac talked about that. He said the fans, you got to bring the same energy you brought against Texas A&M, because this team worries that this team can score points. This team can beat us if we don't play our best. Their quarterback, Austin Reed, all he's done so far this year, Tommy, 3,548 yards. What worries me about watching the Auburn game, A&M had receivers that were open. They just didn't get the ball to them. I know the quarterback was scared about getting sacked or whatever the problem was. If they give this quarterback time for Western Kentucky, they're going to move the football and they're going to score points. That worries me because Auburn's offense is not going to score a lot of points. They're a running team. They can't throw. Western Kentucky's defense isn't that bad. They're going to stop. You know what they're going to do. They're going to put 9, 10 guys in the line of scrimmage and say, be just running the ball. And this could be a really close football game. The quarterback, Reed's thrown the ball 489 times. Okay? 489 times. He's completed 299 of those passes. 68% of the time he completes his passes. Every time the receivers catch a ball, they average 8 yards a perception. He's got 31 touchdown passes. He's only got 7 interceptions. Rushing the ball, this is what they run the football. Western Kentucky rushed the ball. They've run the ball 326 times. That's a lot of snaps now. 489 passes, 326 rushes. So they're heavy on the pass. They've rushed for 1,630 yards. They average 5 yards a carry when they run the football. They've got 14 rushing touchdowns. Corey is their top receiver. He's got 70 receptions for 953 yards. Every time he catches the ball, he picks up 13.5 yards. He's got 7 touchdowns. Saying all that, this game does kind of concern me. Alabama's coming up next, the Iron Bowl. They're all coming off a big high, beating Texas A&M. They better respect this football team. They're not going to walk out there and win it. The offense better score some big plays. The defense, we've got to put pressure on the quarterback. Jeremy, you let a team like this hang around, you could be in trouble. So
Western Kentucky's played well, for the caliber, conference level they're playing at. And these teams come in, they love to do nothing but to pick up their big check
and beat
and walk out with a win.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I feel Auburn will take care. We're going to do our picks. We're going to talk more about Florida State, and everything in a minute. But it kind of concerns me, this game, a little bit. Can they keep that energy up 2 weeks in a row? You know they're going to bring it to Iron Bowl. You know that. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Bay Point Golf, Ryan Movey, love you, man. Unbelievable guy. Great family. They move in here. They have really done a great job here in Bay County. We appreciate everything they do at Bay Point Golf. If you love golf, get out to Bay Point and play there. You want a great meal, Bar 72. And I'm going to tell you what now. Their clubhouse, they've got they're going to have a big, I think it's going to be Thanksgiving week, Black Friday. They're going to have a huge sale down there. I'm going. I do it every year. That's where I buy all the Christmas gifts right there. They've got the best cloth, different brands. It's unbelievable, and the sale is incredible. Ryan will talk about more about that tomorrow. Also, don't forget about that Cajun place. Now I'm talking about it. 75-cent wings this weekend for the big football games, college football. We're going to be there at 11 o'clock. There's always a big crowd in there at 11 o'clock, and it just gets growing and growing. They love the food specials, 75-cent wings. You can't beat that anywhere. The drink specials, the food's incredible. Wear your shirts. You got a lot of college fans in there. And then on Sundays, that's the place to go if you love the Saints, no doubt about that. The same deal's going on Saturdays and Sundays. Jan True did such a wonderful job. Get down to that Cajun place, 75-cent wings, unbelievable. All right, don't forget about Blue Sky Express Car Wash. You want that vehicle to look brand new, get out there and enjoy it. We get back. Jeremy Pritchett, we're going to break down some games, do our picks, and you got to tell us how we did last week because I have no idea. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Win $2,500 in this huge nationwide contest. Hey, this is Max Kellerman. Listen at 510 and 610 for the keyword. When you hear it, text the keyword to 777-000 for your chance at cold, hard cash. Win the biggest prizes on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
Since 1955, Buddy Gandy's Seafood Market has been providing their customers with the freshest seafood in Panama City. Whether you're cooking something small or hosting a big get-together, Buddy Gandy's has you covered with a variety of fish, oysters, shrimp, crab legs, live blue crabs, a steam bar, and more. They'll even clean your catch for you. Open 7 days a week near the intersection of Beck Avenue and Highway 98. Don't forget to mention 104.3 ESPN for your 10% discount. Visit Buddy Gandy Seafood Market on Facebook.
PCB Coins and Cards is the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, coins, and trading card games. PCB Coins and Cards carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Coins and Cards has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel, rookie, game used, and autograph cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? Bring it in and let us take a look. We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Coins and Cards on Back Beach Road just east of Florida Linen. Call them today at 850-320-8388.
The number 1 SEC call-in show is now twice as big. It's double the Paul Feinbaum Show. Weeknights starting at 6.
Okay, but also go faster.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Thursday, Tommy Santamont, glad to have the Hall of Fame County Athletic Director back. 23 years in Bay County. He served this county and probably the best one the state's ever had. Great to have him back in the studio. We have missed him. Jeremy's here like he is always, one of the top preachers in the Southeast United States. Does an incredible job. Jeremy, how's everything going down at church?
We're doing great.
Tell everybody where you're at.
First United Methodist Church, Panama City, downtown. We have services 8:15, 9:30, 10:45 each week, and on Facebook, and just really excited about.
I saw your sermon last Sunday on TV. Tell them about it.
On television as well here, yeah, several local stations. So we're very excited, looking forward to Thanksgiving and getting ready for the Christmas season coming up. So a lot going on. If you're looking for a place to worship, come check us out.
Did you see here John running here and say, he told me Monday when he came in here, he goes, I was going through the TV. I thought it was Johnny Carson on TV, an old TV show. I kept listening. It was Jeremy preaching. He's really good. I know he's good. He's the best. How did we do last week in our picks?
Well, you did fair to middling, 13-6.
Oh Lord, that's terrible.
It was interesting. If you look back at what we picked, you took Freeport over Holmes County, and that was a miss. And Alcilla and Cottondale, we all swung and missed. So congrats to Cottondale. They play on. Then Kentucky, we all missed on that one. Mm-hmm. Then you and Brian felt really good about Texas. That didn't happen.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah. Thank you, Jeremy.
So there were a few little hiccups, but otherwise.
So what was your record last week?
I was 15-4 last week.
15-4.
I stayed on the TCU bandwagon and was successful, and then stayed with Holmes County, and that was really the difference maker for us. So,
how did Brian do?
Brian, Brian, we're gonna give him some remediation. He went 12-7.
Oh my God! Hey, I can ruin his day. Let's play Rocky Top. Really get him going. Unbelievable.
He went 12-7. He likes to go out there on a limb sometimes, and he got on too many of them, so he just fell off.
Broke off.
All right, Tommy, it's amazing. Tommy somehow calls his in. He's winning. He's like, he's lost 10 games the entire year. I mean, I don't understand the deal you two got working.
Yep, he's doing well.
No. We're not giving it to you. I'm going to win it. What are y'all going to? Do you have the overall record yet?
Yeah. You are 142-45.
142-45.
I'm at 135-52. So there's still time. Still outstanding games left.
And I'm going to give you an opportunity today because I'm going to do some wild stuff today.
And then I'm calling it Tommy's spot. Tommy's has some guest pickers that come in here that have hurt his average. 127-58.
Y'all picked the wrong pickers.
You were winning when you were here. I mean, you really were.
You were doing well, and then you turned it over. And
all right, let's go. You ready?
All right, we got a lot of the rural teams still playing in the FHSAA playoffs. All of our other teams have put up the gear for the year, but there are some good ones this week and some anticipated big-time matchups on the horizon in a few weeks. So Holmes County, Blue Devils 7-4, have to make the long trip over to Bratt to play Northview. Northview's 10-0.
Oh, baby.
Northview mowed down Bay High in the last game of the season. They've not really been tested the whole year. I've got the Chiefs big over the Blue Devils.
I got Brett too.
Yeah, Coach Lee's done a great job. Enjoy the trip. You guys have done a great job over there at Holmes County, but you're getting ready to play a man-child. They're the real deal.
Yeah. Baker. 8-3 Baker Gators are coming this way to play the 10-0 Chipley Tigers. I'm going
Chipley. I'm impressed with Chipley.
Yeah, Chipley also.
Yeah.
And that'll set up a titanic matchup between Chipley and Northview if both of those win. Two undefeated ball teams play on Thanksgiving weekend.
Who's going to win that?
And then go over a little further to the east here, and you've got Cottondale, who made the long trip to Alcilla and got the win, advancing on the road. playing Sneeds 10-0.
Good Lord, they get rewarded to have to play Sneeds. It's going to be ugly. Sneeds big.
I've got
That running back might
well.
get 500 yards in that game.
And then what I cannot remember a time where two football teams have played each other three times in a season. I know there's been twice, many times.
Lee and Lanier played one time. They were both undefeated in the year, played, and then played again for the state championship. But never three.
With Bluntstown St. Joe, there's a regular season matchup. The SSAC matched them up, and now we've got really the rubber match. St. Joe won in St. Joe, Bluntstown won in Bluntstown. FHSAA pairings have this game in Port St. Joe. 7-4 Tigers, 8-2 Sharks. Rubber match.
Didn't Bluntstown beat them pretty good when they played them?
They did.
And at the bowls, they beat them. And down at Shark Stadium, it was all St. Joe. So that's
crazy.
Yeah, it's.
I'm waiting on you, Tommy.
It's going to be at St. Joe, right?
It's at St. Joe. I've still got you Bluntstown.
I guess I have to go with Bluntstown.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want to do that, I could tell.
No, I didn't want to.
Who'd you pick?
I've got the Sharks at home.
I think you made a mistake, Tommy. I think you should went Bluntstown. I'll go Port St. Joe.
Well, I heard St. Joe lost its quarterback and their linebacker.
CNN.
Fake news.
Yeah.
Well, one thing about it, that rivalry's been renewed several times this year.
Yeah.
There's no secret as to who they're lined up across from here.
Boy, home team.
That's been a heck of a ball game for the last several years, though, and to have it three times in 1 year, very, very unusual.
Tommy, I want to ask you something real quick. High school football in Bay County. Were you shocked this year that Mosley did not win the county championship?
Yeah.
They play their bigger school, so I thought maybe playoffs would be tough, but I still thought they would get there. But Bay, Jeremy Brown did a great job at Bay.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to Mosley. I don't know if they got kids hurt or what, but
you can point to the Childs game though. Yeah. That was a momentum swing. When they went and made the trip to Tallahassee and came up short, it just didn't seem to get over that one.
Yeah. We better get going. Yeah. We got more. I'm sorry.
All right, we're going. This week we also have the Atlantic Sun SEC Challenge.
All right.
I'm just going to run them all. Do you see Austin Peay, East Tennessee State, UMass, Western Kentucky, New Mexico State, or UAB beating any of their opponents, which are Alabama, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Auburn, Missouri, or LSU?
One of them's going to get beat, but I don't know which one, so I'm going with the front runners.
All right, so
yeah, I think there might be one.
Somebody's going to get beat.
I'm about Auburn.
I think you're the one you just diagnosed here. Western Kentucky, Auburn is the only one, but UMass.
No. If Jimbo loses that one,
just get on the bus with UMass.
Give him his money.
Stay at UMass.
Yeah, just go.
Don't come home.
So, maybe they could sue him and say, no, there's no way we can pay you for this performance. I don't know.
Are you going to pick Western Kentucky over Auburn?
No.
Okay.
Auburn wins.
Okay, all right.
I am with Auburn also.
All right, so we're all taking the grouper here. And
how many more we got to go? We got a lot?
Oh, we just knocked out 6. I wasn't going to go through each individual game. We've got about 8, 9 ball games here that we can get into.
We can do 2 more than say the rest.
All right, let's do this one. Virginia Tech at the Fighting Hugh Freezes.
At where?
Liberty.
And Liberty just got beat, right?
Yeah.
But they beat Arkansas.
They beat Arkansas
on the road.
And Georgia Tech just won a game. Virginia Tech.
And Virginia Tech's coming off a win, but this game's at Liberty.
I'm gonna take Liberty.
I like Liberty in this matchup. I'm with you, Tommy. I like Liberty at home here.
Yeah, he wants the Auburn job. He's made that very clear. If you read what he's saying, I think he's going to bounce back and they'll play well. I got Liberty.
So we all got Liberty. Okay. Now let's take one more in the ACC. North Carolina State at Louisville.
Ooh.
Every time I pick Louisville, they lose. Now, is the quarterback shoulder skills still messed up? Who's favorite?
I did not.
Probably NC State.
Yeah, NC State should be favored.
Their quarterback's out. I don't know, man.
But the game at Louisville.
Every time I pick them, they lose.
Louisville? Every time I pick Louisville? I'm going to go with NC State.
Okay, NC State. NC State should win this game. They really should.
Who you going?
I'm taking Louisville at home.
And NC State's quarterback and they haven't played well lately.
Is he out?
Yeah, he's been out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Louisville.
Wait, if he's out, and Louisville's quarterback's still okay.
Well, his shoulder, they pulled. I don't know if he's hurt. They just pulled him. I should have asked Randy last night. I don't feel good. I'll go Louisville. I'm
gonna change and go with Louisville.
All right. Sweet.
No, don't let him change.
Yeah.
All right. He's in.
All right. Let's take a break right here before we get into our spot. I want everybody, Jeremy. I want you to remember this at church. If you get everybody at church, if you do this for me, ask everybody to pray for Sam Bland. You heard about that? Mm-hmm. Going through some very difficult health issues.
Yeah.
That's Keith Bland and Julie's son. Keith's a wonderful man. I saw him play high school football at Mosley. I saw him tear his knee up one night. Great young man. He's got a family, got kids. Please pray that some miracle could happen and pray for his health. Sam Bland. Please, everybody out there, pray for this young guy. Terrible situation with his health right now. And the family is you know how it affects everything.
Yeah. Our Sunday school class, we prayed for him. Our Sunday school class this Sunday, somebody brought him up.
Good. Y'all, everybody out there, pray for Sam Bland. Please pray for this young man. A wonderful guy. All right, let's talk about some other great people like Chuck Tucker. If you're going to go to a real estate deal, make sure you demand South Oak Title and Closing. Nobody does a better job than South Oak Title and Closing, and nobody's better than Chuck Tucker. Not even close. Stevenson Air Conditioning. It's going to be cold. It's going to be in the 30s tomorrow. You got time. If it's not heating the house right now, call him. Get him out there today, tonight. They'll come. They'll get it fixed. They're going to save you money. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski. Dr. Ward, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, feel right, go by and see Dr. Ward. 5 minutes can save your life. Newbies, 3 great locations. The Mothership, the best bands this Friday and Saturday night. Get out there and try it. You'll love it. Also, Newbies 2 on the curve's been remodeled. Gorgeous inside. Go have a great time there and tell them Coach sent you. We'll be right back with Jeremy Pridgett and Tommy Santamont. Keep his family in your prayers. Please pray for Sam Bland. Be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
I like what I've seen from Carnell Williams. He's exciting. He's got a charisma that you just can't buy at the store. I mean, Lane Kiffin's a really outstanding technician, but this guy's not. If you take away his Twitter handle, what do you got?
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays 6 to 10 on 102.1 and 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Thursday morning. I'm forecasting lots of clouds today and tonight. The high around 58, the low around 38. A north wind 10 to 15. And the water temperature in the Gulf 72. Mostly sunny to partly sunny near 60 Friday. And it'll be partly sunny over the weekend. Maybe a few showers in the 50s close to 60. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Living on the Gulf Coast, we have beautiful beaches, clear water, and amazing marine life. Want to bring a piece of the ocean into your home or office with an amazing aquarium? Gulf Coast Aquarium, the area's only certified platinum CCHEM dealer. Their staff are all certified CCHEM specialists. Gulf Coast Aquarium can install, design, maintain, and finance your own piece of the Gulf. Gulf Coast Aquarium, powered by CCHEM, with over 40 years as a U.S.-based manufacturer of quality aquarium products. Online at GulfCoastAquarium.com. Gulf Coast Aquarium, where it's more than just a tank.
College football isn't life and death. It's much more important than that. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Thank you guys so much for listening today, and I really appreciate when you call in. Will, that was a great call. I'd love to talk to you some other time. I think he's got some great stories he could tell us. Jeremy, we got to get these picks going. Let's break down these games, and let's see who wins this week.
All right, let's go out west. USC at UCLA, Pac-12 matchup.
Did you hear they're actually going to take the tarp off and actually put people in the seats?
and
pretty good.
And do this in front of people.
Who you like in this one?
I like SC. You know, it's going to be a good ball game, and
I'm good minded to pick UCLA.
UCLA has done well, but
we need USC to lose.
Yeah, one thing about this, we talk about traditions and rivalries and all, but you know, they both going to wear their home jerseys, you know, because of both in LA there. So you'll have the Cardinal and then the powder blue.
Tommy, who
UCLA.
you like?
USC.
Yeah,
USC.
I've got USC.
I'm gonna go USC then. I think they got a little bit more talent. They brought in 13 All-Americans, so they should.
And one more out west, lost its luster a little bit after last week, but Utah at Oregon.
That's going to be a good game.
It's a good ball game.
Is that Oregon?
At Oregon. Okay. I've got the Ducks bouncing back. Eugene's a tough place to play.
They're favored by 3. I'm going to go with you. I think Bo Nix will have a good game, and they win. That's number 10 versus number 12.
Oregon, right?
Mm-hmm. At Oregon.
I'll take Oregon.
You realize that?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you live in the SEC country and you care about SEC and even Clemson, ACC, you need Southern Cal to lose.
Yep.
That eliminates. I think they're eliminated now, but if they lose another football game, I think
they're done. But if you get that media market and create relevance,
there's a way they can get them in there. They're going to do it.
Absolutely.
Southern Cal is actually favored by 2.5 at UCLA. I don't feel good about that pick, but I'm going to go USC.
I've got USC. And let's stay outside the area a little bit. We've talked about it briefly. TCU at Baylor.
I'm going Baylor. The bubble breaks. Baylor gets it done.
You've been waiting on TCU to fall, and they just
I'm hoping.
They're your Louisville in the Big 12.
Yeah, we want them out also.
What's TCU's record?
They're undefeated, number 4.
4 in the country.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I'm taking TCU.
I got TCU getting it done. And I like Dave Aranda. I'm big high on him. I think he could be one of these in consideration for some of these larger posts. Get out of Waco, but I think TCU may have all the ingredients to make a run here.
Everybody, you're going to call me a genius Saturday night. Baylor gets it done.
I would not be surprised if it happens. So, all right, let's jump into the South.
If they don't, we won't talk about it.
Oh, we will talk about it. All right, let's jump in the Southeastern Conference. Georgia went on the road and took care of business in Starkville. Got to go back on the road this week, going up to Lexington, playing Kentucky. Kentucky coming off of a surprising loss to Vanderbilt. Still got the dogs big.
When a team loses, they practice different the next week, especially in a game you should have won, could have won, should have won. They're going to play better than what people think, but they just don't have enough studs to beat Georgia. I think it's going to be a close game what people think. I don't think Georgia covers, but I think Georgia wins.
All right, so we've all got the dogs here. And coming back into Tennessee, heading a little south, we've talked about this one as well. Florida on the road at Vanderbilt and Commodore Stadium there in Nashville.
Guys, it's going to be closer than people realize. This is a game you better keep an eye on. I do think Florida wins, but I think Vandy's going to move the football somewhat, but I don't know if they can stop Florida. But they did a good job on the road to Kentucky. This is going to be a good game. They always play Florida tough.
They play Florida
tough. I got
tough.
Florida winning, but I said watch out.
So you don't have Vandy on a winning streak?
No,
I'm not
ready to go there yet.
Not ready to go there yet.
I almost did, but not yet.
All right, Tommy, what you think?
I hate to take the Gators, but I will.
Okay, that's it's it's just a pick on what's presenting here.
Remember now, Florence lost one of their stud linebackers. Got dismissed from the team also, but I still think it's going to be cold. 11 o'clock kickoff. Florida wins, but it ain't going to be pretty.
Yeah, Florida warms up by the third quarter, pushes it on over. I've got the Gators. Tennessee heading down to Columbia to play South Carolina.
Rocky Top, you will always be. Tennessee big.
Tennessee big. Okay, so everybody got UT here. I think you're right. South Carolina's struggling. And then the last one we got this week with this kind of SEC cupcake weekend and very few conference matchups of significance. Interesting ball game. We had the little call-in earlier where we got to play the Arkansas fight song. Hope everybody enjoyed learning that one. Lane Kiffin, extremely disappointed to have not beaten
This is
Saban.
going to be interesting.
It felt like he had one getting away. Is he going to let Alabama beat him again?
I'm worried
in
about
Fayetteville?
he might do that. He might lose this football game. What's the
He's
point
been low.
spread?
I mean, look at his Twitter account. He has really struggled to shake this one. He felt like Saban got away from him.
He and his agent. Let me tell you this too. It will not shock me Friday after Thanksgiving that you all of a sudden hear that there's a new head football coach at Auburn before the Iron Bowl. It will not shock me if it breaks that Lane Kiffin is the next head football coach at Auburn Friday before the Sugar Bowl. Remember, they played Mississippi State on the Thursday.
Yeah, that would have been the biggest head fake on his Twitter accounts because he posted his little photo of Nick Saban's leadership book. He talked about Juice Kiffin, Grandpa coming to stay with us this weekend, and the really interesting relationship the two of them have. Would he camp out across the state from Saban for the remainder of years?
We all know he wants the Bama job.
Well, and if he goes to Auburn, he can write that one off.
But do you wait thinking you might get it? Because there's a lot of Bama people that do want him. How long will it be? Does he know something? It won't shock me either if Nick Saban all of a sudden retires. It would not shock me one bit.
You know, you had an Alabama guy named Pat Dye who went to Auburn, and that pretty much ended it. You had an Auburn guy named Vince Dooley who went to Georgia.
I wouldn't wait. If I have an opportunity to go to Auburn, you can't turn down Auburn. They're going to give him big money. It's a lot better job than Auburn. You can win a national championship at Auburn.
Okay. And then you've got Arkansas. They had LSU in their sights. Let them get away. Can they bounce back? Who shows up to play?
Kickoff is at 6:30, I do believe.
I'm taking Ole Miss.
You got Ole Miss?
Oh yeah.
Is it 6:30 kickoff?
I don't know, but
that's the game I want to watch this weekend.
This is the one with the most intrigue. And
what's the point spread? You know,
I have not looked at the spread. I haven't looked at the weather in Fayetteville either because that
it's
is
going to be
certainly
cold.
I know it's
it will
cold
be
one.
cold.
And you saw that. I mean, LSU struggled getting going. So
they lost everything they were playing for. They're now 8-2, no SEC West championship. That knocked them out of a New Year's Six bowl, probably.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
I think at the end of the day, Ole Miss's offense is going to be just a little bit better and get it done. So I'm going to
go Ole Miss. Don't feel good about it, but I'm going to go Ole Miss.
All right.
We got about 1 minute, real quick. Who's going to be the next head football coach at Auburn? I think they already know who they've wanted. I think they've been going after for a while.
I don't think Lane Kiffin's going to be the coach.
I think it's going to be him or Hugh Freeze.
I think it's going to be Hugh Freeze. Lane Kiffin's got to have a lot of money.
How much time we got?
Leave Ole Miss.
30 seconds. Who do you think?
I don't know that SEC is going to welcome Hugh Freeze back. I just think there's something going on
don't you?
there.
I mean, you know how it works at Auburn. They knew who they wanted when they fired him. And
They've
been working deals. They've been talking to Lane Kiffin the whole time. I think it's going to be Lane. I don't know anything. I just got.
Why would he go to Auburn?
Why would you stay at Ole Miss? You can win
He's getting paid money to stay at Ole Miss.
Even if he does go to Auburn, Nick's getting ready to leave. I mean,
4, 3.
Stay tuned to Tuesday. We'll get back on this topic, and we'll do it some tomorrow. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Tommy, thank you. Jeremy, thank you. We are out.
You're home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the most live sports on the Panhandle, including premier NFL games every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday. It's the Tennessee Titans at the Green Bay Packers Thursday Night Football tonight. Coverage starts at 6:30, kickoff at 7:15 right here. The NFL on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored by Dave & Buster's and Instant Replay Sports Cards.
Good Thursday morning. I'm forecasting lots of clouds today and tonight. The high around 58, the low around 38. A north wind 10 to 15. And the water temperature in the Gulf 72. Mostly sunny to partly sunny near 60 Friday. And it'll be partly sunny over the weekend. Maybe a few showers in the 50s close to